Let's talk human relations, male and female, because we all experience that in some form or fashion. No, you can't decide that your gender doesn't work for you. You have to be who you are. That's just the truth of it. And everybody will want to say, "Oh no, I can be who I want," but that's just not true, and it doesn't matter to me anyway. Be who you are. You know, your truth is your truth, and your eternity is your eternity. It's certainly not mine. So, what we need to understand about puberty, which is I have a second chance. I have another choice, a different choice, a choice to play, a choice for a tool, or a choice for a toy, a choice for what it is that I want to do with my newfound chemistry, because it is a change in chemistry that changes from a child to an adult. Now you have chemistry that lets you decide if you want to be an addict in actual fact, because chemistry of sex is addictive. That's why we do it. It's addictive. So you have to decide what you're going to do with your new toy. But if you don't quickly recognize that, at least as a male, if you don't recognize that this is not a toy, this is a tool, uh, the idea that it's a toy will take you into terrible places, actually. Cause tremendous grief and so on. So you have to understand that, you're a child until you understand this is a tool. And I assume that some degree a female has similar ideas or reckonings. But nonetheless, let's talk relationships, because without respect for each other, without respect for, as a male for all of female, or without respect for all of male as a female, you really don't have anything. You have no relationship at all. Just the desire to use or abuse. Uh, that's all there is. Our relationships are built upon respect for each other. That's where we begin. And everything that comes after that is built upon truth. What we are capable of as truth, what we reveal to each other as truth, what we trust is truth. And if truth fails, trust will fail as well. And if you don't have trust, you don't have a relationship, you don't have a commitment, you won't survive the future. It will be harsh and unforgiving, because, people are stealing from you, or people are just not giving you anything that you can work with for a life together. You have to have trust to build hope on, and you have to have hope to build a life on. And it's a reality of truth that our relationships are built upon moments, or innocent moments, when we perceive someone else by their actual natural moment that shows us we could in fact live with this person, and then we have to decide if we want to live with this person. And the ability to live with someone begins a romance, and a romance circles around each other. If you're not circling around each other in not as stalking, but as a I want to be with you kind of you are making my world happy, that kind of thing. So you're important to me. So once you have that, then it's a case of do you have an ability to live my life, and do I have an ability to live yours? Because if we do not have the ability, we all choose the future that we want, even though it may not occur. We all choose the future that we desire, and build a life based upon that. So if you don't fit into that scenario of where I believe I want to go, then the relationship will not work, and it will spiral out of control, and things will not go well. So when it's best not to have sexual relations when you're young, because for one thing, you're not ready for the consequences of what comes with that. Young women all have fears about what pregnancy is and what pregnancy would do to them, and as a consequence, they jump the gun and immediately think they're pregnant or not pregnant. And I've heard I'm pregnant way too many times, and of course none of which were true. Well, none of which resulted in a child. So that's just how life is. If you're not willing to accept the idea that your life is going to change, that your life could change, that you have no control, and that's the problem with sexual education in high school. They don't teach you anything but try to tell you that you can control it. Well, you can't really control it. There are tools and pills and what have you for that. But if you think you can control life, you're wrong. Because, the future, I would never have guessed my life would turn out the way it was, or the way that it did. Not a clue. So yours probably won't turn out the way you figure it's going to turn out either. And that's just how life goes. So you need to understand that sex is a decision, and of course if you go a little ways and you tend to go a little further, and whatever door you open to sex when you're young in particular, that's as far, whoever your partner is believes they can go that far again and again and again and again. And if you are reasonably good at what you're doing, it's very hard to get out the bedroom door. This is what your life is going to be, and yeah, you have to be willing to accept that. And of course, it sounds good, but it's not, because it removes the rest of life. It removes the rest of living. And in every form of romance, the question is whether or not you could leave, because even though I love you is real, the fact that we may or may not be able to journey together decides whether or not you can live life with each other. It's not so simple as, I love you and that's all there is to it. Because we have to live in this earth. Time is time, and we have to work and so on. And we have to find a way to bring our lives into the future. And of course, young women think that they've got it all figured out. They're going to get a young man to take care of them. But of course, and there are chains to be dealt with and so on. But the end result is you gotta choose what your life is going to be. And unfortunately, young women in particular do not want to, if they like you, if they think that you're going to solve their problem, they don't want you to leave. So they make all kinds of excuses and manipulations and temptations and what have you to make you not leave. And then of course there are people who want to leave, and every relationship is built upon the relationships that came before it. And the end result of that is that what went wrong before, it's likely to go wrong again. Now I understand, this is not going to work out, and so I'm not going to do that, and so all of that gets involved. And unfortunately, people choose to spread sexual diseases around, and all kinds of problems around. They want what they want, and are willing to steal for it and all kinds of things. It's just not a simple matter, no matter who you are. It's not a simple matter. And when, you have to be prepared for what comes. It's not a game. Unfortunately, the majority of people, and I think it's probably male and female, they want to play the game. They want to see if they can get someone, and then they can throw them away. And the older people, they want to see if they can still get someone, and then throw you away. And that's not so much a case of I hate you or something. It's just a case of I don't have a place for you. And you can, all groups, it's very hard to move into someone else's group. People form little companionship groups when they're young, and it's very hard to invade that group and become a part of it. Not because they don't like you, not because it's some kind of love or hate thing. It's because that there's just not enough time and just not enough of anything to give room for you too. There's a limit to how much time and energy and love and everything that I can give, and that means that I don't have room for someone else at times, or I do, but no one tries, and so on and so on. It's not a simple matter. You should understand that, and unfortunately, people try to make themselves more important and more visible by being a bully or using you as some kind of scapegoat or whatever it is. You have to defend yourself a little bit. No, you don't have to beat them up, but you do have to accept the idea that your life is dependent upon what you do, not what they do, and you have to face your own reality and choose a life that you can live with. As far as you have to meet in the middle sexually. I mean, kissing. Don't force your way into that. Meet in the middle. Talk about, without words, what you can do for each other politely. And of course when you say that and somebody learns that, then they open the door to manipulating you and what have you, and there are all kinds of things that can go wrong with that, because there are all kinds of things that go wrong with human romance in every conceivable way, because there are those who learn how or what people or what women want or what men want, and they give them that, and then of course they walk away. And the most important part of any dating relationship is that love is a given thing, but it's not free. You have to give them your love, and if they don't return your love to you, then it doesn't grow, and you gave away your love, and it's gone. You gave it to them. It is gone, and that's what heartbreak is about. So you have to protect your actual love, and now the inner hope, the inner feelings, the inner confidence that gives you the opportunity to do what you want to do. It's a very valuable resource, and so people want to steal it, and they do steal it by pretending to be what they're not, and leaving you to deal with what you have to. If you have no love left, that's a very serious issue. It can cause you to die to yourself. You have to protect the very most valuable thing that you are, which is love, and to give God above the best of what your love is for safekeeping is the only way to go forward. And we still have to love each other as best we can, as life gives us the opportunity to do that, so that we can enjoy this life. Love is happiness. Love is peace. Love is truth. Love is everything valuable that living can be. Everything. There is nothing that doesn't participate in love that isn't a treasure. Hate is the opposite of love, and it must be avoided as best you can, because if you follow hate in any form or in any fashion, it can cost you your love. And if they steal from you, that of course can cost you your time and future and things like that, and you have to deal with that as well. but the end result is eternity must be protected. Love is an eternity environment. That is the truth of life, and you must protect that so that you can go forward and be okay with life and with living. Loneliness is not as important as it seems, but it is important because we need to have each other around to feel loved, to be loved, to understand what love is. Need to experience that. So try as best you can to love each other, respect each other, trust each other with truth. Don't trust each other with lies. Stop the lies so that you can form truth and respect each other. If there are too many lies, if they just have to be disappear. They have to be dealt with. You can't live with lies. They will fail you and cause you disgrace. Stop the lies and live true.